What's up, you guys? Brandasauresrex here, and today we're going to be doing a review on the SH Monster Arts Godzilla Jr. figure. So, before we take a look at the figure, let's take a look at the box. So, here we have the shipping box, or the whatever you want to refer to it as, and it just has SH Monster Arts here, Godzilla Jr., some codes, some Japanese that I can't read. Moving on. So, here we have the box itself. And you could see it has a very large photo of Godzilla Jr. And I think this is from the this is from the movie. This is like a shot from the movie, and it looks really cool. A little blurred out in the front of the nose, but I like it. It says Godzilla Jr., some Toho logos, the Bandai logo, the Tamashii Nations logo. On the top, it says Godzilla Jr. This cool old school logo going on here. I really like how this looks. It says Godzilla Jr. there, SH Monster Arts. On the side, you have this nice photo of Godzilla Jr. in a little pose. And then it says Godzilla Jr. like this, right here. Some Japanese characters. And then here, you have your photos of little Godzilla in some pretty standard posing. A bio about Godzilla Jr. and basically where he's from, what he's all about. And showing that he does come with a helicopter, which we'll be looking at in just a few seconds. For accessories, Godzilla Jr. does come with some pretty cool helicopters. As you can see here, they're very small, but very cool. They have like this cool spinning effect going on. And I'm going to zoom in for you guys. Focus in. And you can see these look really cool. Some really cool blue paint with a silver paint with some blacks. It looks really cool. And they have this cool little feature where you could pull these off. Oop, I just lost a little piece of that. Uh-oh. That's going to be a bit just fine. And then you could plug this in. So, if you want a stationary helicopter compared to a helicopter in motion, there you go. It's pretty cool. And then they do come with these little bases. Just simple black. And all you're going to want to do is take this bendy wire. Alright, it's right here. Plug it into a little hole. So, if I could just get this to work, there we go. Now it's plugged in. I don't even know if that looked good on camera. So I apologize ahead of time. And then you're just going to want to plug it into the bottom. There's a little hole right there. Right, not in focus. Right there, there's a little hole. And you're just going to want to plug it up in there. Sorry if this is... It's just that these things are so tiny. Helicopters are so tiny. So just plugging something into it. And there you go. And then I'm going to zoom out for you guys. Just show you how this works. So, then you just can pose it however you want. And pretty much it'll hold pretty much any pose you put it in. Which is great. And I tried like bending this thing like as much as I could. And you can see that it works pretty well. And it does work with your little Godzilla as well. So I think that's pretty cool. So now that we have the accessories out of the way, I wanted to talk about the paint and sculpt, and they were done perfectly. Like, for such a small figure, and I mean, this figure is very small, and you'll see it when I do the size comparisons later on, that this figure is tiny, but still has so much detail. And so, for articulation, his is a little, it's actually complex for such a small figure. So first we're going to start at the head. He has one point in the head that allows him to swivel around, like so. His little mouth joint, which allows him to open and close. Another joint at the base of the neck, kind of, that allows him to look left and right. And then another joint at that is basically almost at the shoulders that allow him to swivel around just for a little bit more effect. And then at the arms, they can move up about this high. A bicep swivel. He is double jointed, but the right arm seems to bend a little bit more than the left one. And then a little bit of forearm rotation going on. Works better on this one. A little bit of forearm rotation. Right? Yeah. And also wrist. He has this really great ab crunch, as you can see. He can bend a whole lot. Look at his little Godzilla toes. And then he has a thigh, so you could move his legs like so. And then he has a knee. He's not double jointed, but it does have a good range of motion. And then he has his, what do you call this, like ankle? And well, no, this is calf, so he has like a lower calf movement. And then he has the ankle, which doesn't move so much, but it does rattle around. And then he has the tail. Tail is very, very segmented, just like, you know, his dad's. It's a great range of articulation going on here. I think it's very well done, the articulation on this little guy. So here we have Godzilla Jr. stacked up against some more of the smaller $50 range SH Monster Arts figures, and you could see how he kind of stacks up against them. You could see him from his second father, Fire Rodan, and Mothra over here, and you can see that he's about the same size as both of them, Mothra being the biggest one out of the three, and well, longest one out of the three, and Godzilla Jr. being the tallest. And I think this just works in a great scale. So here we have Godzilla Jr. compared against his fathers. Here we have the Millennium Godzilla and the 2014 Godzilla, and you can see that they tower over him because he is very small, and these are about 7-inch figures compared to his 3 to 4-inch, I guess, which it works, but these are not the right Godzillas. Let's get the right Godzilla in. Here we have Godzilla Jr. stacked up against himself, kind of. If you want to refer to this one as your Godzilla Rebirth, then you know how he dies and then is reborn through his father's radiation and becomes Godzilla himself. So either this could be your Godzilla Jr. in his final form, or this could be, you know, him next to his father, which I think this stacks up slightly a bit off. Maybe Godzilla Jr. should be a bit here, maybe. I don't know. It's just me. I think Godzilla Jr. should have just been a slightly bigger. Just, I don't know. Just my feeling. So, to wrap up this review, my final thoughts are, do you necessarily need this figure? Not necessarily if you're mainly into the SH Monster Arts line for the Godzilla, you know, and mainly like the side characters, you know, you're not going to get, but you just want to get Godzillas. You don't necessarily need this one, but if you want to complete that Godzilla versus Destroyer like setup, you do need him. For me, I always love the idea of Godzilla having a kid, even though Manila was never my favorite character. This adaptation of Godzilla Jr., you know, of his son, you know, that kind of thing, that was always appealing for me. So this will be probably the one and only Godzilla child that I will get. I'm not the biggest fan of Baby Godzilla, but Godzilla Jr. does hold a special place in my heart because I cried when I was a child when he met his ultimate demise by the hands of Destroyer, and I was too young to understand what the ending of Godzilla vs. Destroyer was, so that was very sad. But with all that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Make sure to check out all the annotations down in the description for all my social media where you can follow me there. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, add it to your favorites, and I'll check you guys out next time with a really big review. So stay tuned for that because it's going to be awesome. I'll check you guys out next time. Peace out, nerds.